I did.
Perfect. All right, so in 1915, Roosevelt, they occupied Haiti for a good 20, 30 years, and then just, pillaged the land. 2010, there was an earthquake. You guys remember the earthquake that happened in Haiti? It was like a mega earthquake. You remember about that? Now that year, funny thing is, I was born in Fort Lauderdale. My first time going to Haiti was going to be in 2010. Actually, a month prior to my vacation, that's when the earthquake happened. So they wouldn't even allow no planes to land in Haiti. So I had the option to go either Bahamas or Jamaica. So I went to Jamaica. Fast forward a couple of years, they ended up finding like, $30 billion worth of oil and gold in Haiti, right? 30 billion, not million, billion. Oil, gold, minerals, natural resources. And so they always promote in the news that Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. I mean, I grew up learning that, believing that. And in actuality, Haiti is actually one of the richest countries in the Western Hemisphere. It's just, poorly delegated because of the puppets that the U.S. government, the French and Canadian government, the people they put in power. Now they're keeping our people poor. Why is that? So that every time we think that, okay, the UN or the white man is in Haiti, okay, Haiti's going to be a better place. Well, what they're actually doing is robbing and pillaging the country. Every single day. That's what they're doing, purposely. You know what I'm saying? And I realized, because when I was in college, I had a class called African Studies. I graduated in 2005 in political science and minor in marketing. Just to let you guys know who you're dealing with, I have studied, and in African Studies course, I promised myself that I wouldn't leave college unless I took a African course, which was African Studies and also the history of the Caribbean, and then learning that, I noticed a pattern what they were doing in Africa. In Burkina Faso under what's his name again? The president of Burkina Faso who had the French assassinated. Anybody know what his name was? It was it'll come back to me. Please remind me. But the point is, what they did in that country, when he became president, he turned it around. He changed the name of the country. Thomas Sankara, that's his name. If you guys don't know who Thomas Sankara is, write it down on your phone right now. Thomas Sankara. It's Thomas. Last name Sankara, Sankara, if I'm not mistaken. You definitely want to research him. A lot of his videos on YouTube is in French, but they have subtitles. What he did was, he realized that how the French was colonizing, different parts of Africa. As a matter of fact, to this day, about 14 countries in Africa are paying reparations to France for their freedom. Isn't that ridiculous? Y'all colonized us, but we're paying y'all for our freedom. That's ridiculous. That's going on to this day right now. Now what he did was, he kicked out the French out the country, and he made sure that everything in Burkina Faso, which is right above north of Benin in West Africa, and to make sure everything that was made there was from the hands of the people. Everything, from the clothes, the cars, the bicycles, the food, everything. And he turned the country all the way around. Now this is what the French did. They seen that he wasn't trying to play by the good old boys rules, and so what they did was, they took his best friend, who was is also the leader of his security and the army. They used him to assassinate him and his whole cabinet. They came in there and sprayed up the whole cabinet, took him out, and that's what they did with him and plenty of other African leaders. And so when I learned that, and also in Liberia under the dictator Charles Taylor, like, all these guys are puppets. They're not in it for our people, they're in it for themselves. Now, had you had someone like Thomas Sankara or Toussaint, who actually was trying to come back to Africa, he was trying to come back to Africa to start a base in Dahomey, which is Benin today, so that he can start freeing people all over the world that were enslaved. Now, with that being said, before he was kidnapped and brought to France, and they put him in a dungeon, they starved to death, they tortured him, because he also was a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. I bet you guys didn't know that. Toussaint Louverture was a multi-millionaire, very smart businessman. businessman. He had about $10 million, his net worth about $10 million back then. Now what he was doing with his money, now that his people were free in Haiti, he was sending boats with Frenchmen and different Europeans back to America with, you know what I'm saying, lots of money to pose as slave owners. So he was getting them to go to America, buy up, you know, a few thousand enslaved Africans, you know, thinking that they were going to be enslaved in Haiti. In actuality, they were being freed. So Haiti became known as Freedom Land. That's why people like Frederick Douglass was trying to move to Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Because people knew that if you get to Haiti, you're free. Now, that being said, the U.S. government made a blockade that no one can leave the ports to go to Haiti. And if they caught you trying to go to Haiti, they'll seize your boat and all your cargo. So that's some of the games they were playing. They also did a trade embargo where no one can trade with Haiti. So they literally isolated Haiti on the world view, on the global scale as far as trading. You know, if you're in business, it's very important to be able to import and export things. So by blocking Haiti from doing that, they were literally trying to suffocate Haiti and punish them for their audacity to spit in the face of the oppressors. Now, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, we already talked about him a little bit. Henry Christophe, fast forward to 1820, when they had a president called Jean-Pierre Boyer. What he did was, he did what Toussaint did and took it up another notch. He actually started a whole campaign to free enslaved Africans around the world. Literally a campaign. Like, for instance, if you run for president, you're going to have, I guess you could use Donald Trump. No, I ain't going to do that. We could use President Obama. You know, you have social media campaign, you have a press releases, you got grassroots campaign, you know, radio, you know, commercials. So this is what this guy did back then in 1820. He had an organization that linked up with many leaders here within the colonies and spreading the word that, hey, if you could get your people here to Haiti, we're going to free you. Not only are we going to free you, we're going to give them 3 acres of land, some money, and some crops. So Haiti became very, you know, prosperous and populated with enslaved African Americans that came to Haiti. And that's partly about it, what I wanted to say. I don't know if you guys have any more questions. I could go on and on and on. Yes, ma'am. It was Jean-Pierre Boyer. B-O-Y-E-R. He's the one that started officially the campaign Freedom Land. Like Toussaint was trying to do it undercover. You know, Jean-Pierre did it like, you know, just he wasn't trying to hide it. He was letting it be known. If you get to Haiti, you're gonna be free. Yes.
So we're in 2019. What are we doing today?
That's a great question. Like I said the first time I came on the mic, that every black nation owes Haiti a thank you or some sort of gratitude for the price they paid. Now, what can you do? There's several things you can do. One, I wouldn't say just send money to Haiti because sometimes it doesn't get to the right people. What I would do is, and this is what I did personally, I'll find an organization or someone that I trusted, such as myself. I actually have a non-profit organization. Thanks for asking that question. I have a non-profit organization called Courage to Believe International. But we do have a 501c3, and the whole purpose of me starting the non-profit organization was to help not just Haiti but other, you know, countries in the Caribbean and throughout Africa to start programs teaching them how to do their own business, teaching them how to start businesses online, you know, different programs and trades, and also providing, you know, free food and clothing and things of that nature. One of the things that I can't stand that they do in Haiti, and they do this throughout Africa as well, is that they force the people to have this handout mentality, like things is being handed out to them. When you do that, you're not teaching them how to fish. You got to teach people how to fish so they can do it for themselves. And so if we can stop doing that, and because that's crippling, you know what I'm saying, their intelligence, you know, literally. Now when you watch on the news and There's a guy named Toussaint. He brought it to my attention. Toussaint is like a Pan-Africanist. You know, he used a lot of vulgar language, but if you can take out the vulgar language and listen to what he's saying, like he's speaking a lot of sense. Now, what they do is, let's say after the earthquake, they dropped a bunch of rice from the helicopters down to the land, and people scavenging for the rice and the whatever goods they had left. That was purposely done. That was what you call propaganda, because they wanted to show our peoples as savages. And they do these things purposely so that you can have in your mindset, okay, white man is coming to Haiti, they coming to save them. No, they coming to save them, they coming to rob them. As I mentioned, there was $30 billion worth of natural minerals, oil and gold and all that good stuff. And guess who received all that? It wasn't the Haitian people. It was the Chinese, the Canadians, the Frenchmen, and the Americans. They all benefited from it. The Clintons, say it again? All right. In 1801, when Toussaint had wrote the Constitution saying that no white man or woman can own land in Haiti, and Jean-Jacques Dessalines made sure that by saying that coup etat boule kai, which means cut their heads and burn all the plantations. He was very serious about that. Now, with them being able to, when in 1915, when Roosevelt had a U.S. Army occupy Haiti for about 20-30 years, they changed the Constitution. They're not even Haitian citizens, but they were able to use people to change the Constitution so that outsiders can buy land in Haiti. So they divided the land amongst them. That's how the rich stay rich. So by them dividing the land, some of that land knowingly, and after that question, I'm about to get into something else, knowing that the land was rich with minerals and oil. There's a scientist that created this device that when you stick it in the ground and you can shake the earth. Why are they doing that? They're shaking the earth so they can probe different machines down there to test for oil and gold. So they knew way before 2010 that there was gold within the mines in Haiti. So by them dividing the land amongst themselves, whatever they find belongs to them. So Haiti probably only got maybe 5% of that, while 95% went to all these foreign powers. This is how they're robbing our people blind to this day. And so if we actually going to help our brothers and sisters in Haiti, or it could be in right now Sudan going through something right now, you know what I'm saying, or in the Congo, what we got to do is find organizations or individuals that we trust or we believe in. Now you know me from the can of paint, but trust me, I'm very passionate about what I do, and I do believe in our people. You know what I'm saying? I do believe in black love. I believe in black power. I do believe black is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't always like that. Hey, black power, baby. I wasn't always like that until I realized that this was systematically built for us to fail, this system. And so we got to find organizations that we like what they're doing, we like their track record, and get with them to see how we can either support financially or physically. Finances is good, but you gotta have wisdom as well. And definitely check out my website. It's thecouragetobelieve.com. You can get one of my flyers on the table over there, or one of my books. They're $16 and $12, and or just come talk to me, and then we can talk. Yes.
They still actually have an impact, or as much of an impact as everybody gets on them individually. So I think people don't want to actually give money to
all right, they want you to repeat the question because some people didn't hear it. Oh, me repeat it. Okay. All right. Then she was asking if you don't want to donate to an organization, what can you do as an individual to help the countries, right? My opinion, if you were going to do it that way, let me say this as a response. Marcus Garvey said, one aim, one God. That's what he said. What he meant by that was unity. Nothing impactful is going to happen as an individual. Now you can always, go to the country, give a few dollars here and there. But if you really want to make an impact, we got to get together like an army. You see, when I hold my hands up, and if I was to hit you across the face, not saying I was going to do that. I don't know that's your husband, but I'm just saying if I was to hit, that's your dad. Hey, happy Father's Day. If someone was to hold their hand up and slap you. You know what I'm saying? That might hurt, but if they close their hands together and punch you, they can knock you out. Together, we could do a knockout. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Reparations being made to France is addressing that
Definitely. Well, to be honest with you, repeat the question. I do that. Get a picture over here. Get a picture over here. Please. He asked, what is the UN doing to rectify or embarrass France for what they're doing? Now, we look at France as like, you know, like a clean, lovey-dovey country, everything is pristine. In actuality, boy, they're some of the biggest devils of the world. The UN, my opinion, is also part of the ploy to impress the world. It's just, you know, it's like a mask, a facade. They ain't really doing nothing. If you want to look at some of what the UN soldiers are doing in different parts of the world, how they violating the kids, the women, and even some men, they can't be there for the good of people. It's some sort of trick or ploy to make them look good. I really don't know because I'm not really on that level, but I heard a few things. I can't really speak on that, but they're not really doing anything.
The UN came from World War II. The powers that won World War II did something real smart. They created a Security Council. On that Security Council are all the countries that colonized the world.
You had to come up.
On the UN Security Council are all the countries that won World War II. In other words, the ones that colonized the world. So you can vote whatever you want to. Those countries, Russia, France, Britain, the United States, have the right to veto anything you say. So as soon as you say, hey France, why you stop taking all this money out of West Africa and make them put 15 to 25% of their treasury in your bank? We vote that's wrong. They say, guess what? Veto. Tell me something else. We don't really care. The UN has powers to do anything about anything. Okay, great. Keep protesting. You march around my embassy, and I'm going to take the money. And I'm going to listen to you march, and I'm going to keep taking the money. Not to them. If you got, let me put it this way. All y'all can say, oh, I don't like you. Guess what? I'm going to take my money and go home. I'm not here with you like this. I want the money, not the love.
And then we're going to give it back to the speaker.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So question. But a good response. We're going to bring up the next person, but what you all have to do is you have to do your homework, right? You can't be lazy and not read and not keep up with the news. This is, if we look at history, it keeps happening over and over again. And it's not just Haiti, right, King Kevin? It's other African countries. And so many folks get put in the leadership role as puppets run by the US and the other European countries. We might fall in love with England and the prince and the princess and get caught up in that, but they're the main perpetrators of the fraud, right? Sir?
I was going to make a comment here. When I was younger, here in the United States of America, the FBI had discovered a plantation. And within that plantation, there were generations of slaves. The FBI came in and told them that you guys were free. Half of them left and half of them stayed. I saw a document a long time ago where these plantations, all the plantation owners, they ended because they owned blacks, died of typhoid or fever, high fever, you know, and everything. And even when this guy invested in a plantation a long time ago, he got sick, he died. So basically what you have here is people who do wrong to other people, black, they'll get it back. I mean, they'll get it. But, so that's what I was trying to make a comment to.
We got Sharice cigar lovers. Y'all ain't got to go to 3 of us. We got Sharice. Okay. All right, how y'all doing?